What's going on, good people? You already know this is Law, and you are tapping in with me on another Law Vision project. The month of February was super busy and full of events. I definitely would not change anything that happened, the bad, the good, and the ugly, because it's all learning experiences, people. So at times, I do know bad situations we wish we don't get to experience, but it's always like this. If you are spiritual, religious, or just you fight you. We always ask for things. And when we ask for those things, you got to understand you have to get prepared for those things that you ask for. So with me, I want to be better. I want to be better every day. I want to be able to be someone that people can say, I vouch for that person. And the only way you can get that is from experiences. So I can't be upset about certain experiences because I needed that to be better. I needed that to be able to know how to overcome an obstacle or how knowledgeable I was with a situation. So going back, February was definitely a great month. There was a lot of things that occurred. There was a lot of things that happened for the good and the bad. We'll go in a little bit more of that later on. I'm going to do just a whole snippet of how the month of February was. I'm going to start trying to do those a little bit more often because outside of just seeing what I do as a videographer or a photographer, you do know I do have my fitness, I do have my traveling, I do have my podcast, and I want to do better with making sure everyone understands the umbrella as a full whole spill. And that is going to be something that I'll do. So be on the lookout for that, of course, because this is Law Vision. It's going to tap in on here and it's going to slide down because this is my brand. But other than that, I just want to get on here because I had an opportunity to working with two models. These two models right here, I got the opportunity networking and meeting in one of our social groups on Instagram and reached out to them because I liked their look, wanted to see if they were interested with shooting and collabing on projects with me. And the reason why I say collab now, people, and not just TFP, is we both have to give something out of the situation. We both have to give and we both have to receive. And that was the number one thing that I wanted to make sure. So with this model in particular, I reached out to her. We had a small conversation and talked about things that they were wanting to do, things that they wanted to expand on their portfolio. And there was two things that they wanted on their portfolio. They wanted a little bit more of a lifestyle type of shots on their page to add onto their portfolio. They also do want some beauty and headshots as well. I will tell you, unfortunately, we did not get that done this time, but they wanted some more creative shots. And that was what I wanted for the month of February. Few reasons. So it was already February. That meant Black History Month is already in the mix. It's already there. So I already knew I wasn't going to be able to use these same pictures for Black History Month. But the cool thing about March, it is Woman Empower Month. All right. So shout out to all of the women out there. We do want to take our time to shout you out and give you love. That's the number one thing with me, with my brand Law Vision, is bringing things to life that means something to me. Everyone should be appreciated. And it doesn't matter, or there is no need for a reasons on the why or why nots. So with this shot right here, I did inform her like I wanted to do more of like a woman empower old school vibe. That was my number one thing that I wanted to get done. As we started to talk, because she never shot with me before, she did want to feel comfortable and she asked could she invite someone with her. Absolutely, people. I do not have a problem with you recommending a friend, a family member, a significant other to come and be your support. Be your hype man or hype woman. Be your poser. Be your coach. Be your makeup artist. Be your hairstylist. Whatever it is, let them be a part so you feel comfortable and you feel safe, because that is the number one thing that I'm going to be wanting from you anyway. The cool thing about it is her friend ended up being a model too and was available to not just attend, but also be a model for that day. And it worked out great, people. We did a total of 3 looks. First look, we went back to, you already know, my favorite home, Nor Studio. We still are using the one location with the multiple rooms. Eventually, I'm going to go to the pink house and into their other studio as well. But we getting some groundwork over here at the Nor Studio. So what we did in the beginning is we did individual shots in the neon room, but we used the bedroom side, okay? The girly, the pop girl bedroom side. And because they have more of a younger look, I made the images go as if this was like a high school sleepover type vibe, okay? So we were able to get a couple of pictures where it's just like it's maybe a Saturday, and next thing you know, you're chilling, watching TV, looking at a comic, being on the phone, talking to your friends, just giving that type of energy. Again, because they have the youthful look. Well, not just have, they are. So I didn't want to do too much with them. We did individual shots like that first, of course. And then we actually did a duel. And we put both of them into the bed, and it literally looked like how it was back in the day where you had a sleepover and you were on the phone and you was playing and having pillow fights. And that was a real fun time and experience. Now, I will tell you, as you watching, the number one thing that we was fighting with, man, we was fighting with the lighting, getting the lighting the correct way for us to have the room to pop like I was wanting it to. So in this, I did make some adjustments. I did use some of the lights, and then sometimes I transitioned and used the natural lighting that we did have to make sure I could capture the moments the best way I felt was going to be possible. Overall wise, that first look definitely was a really good look. I will say that. Definitely a really good look. The outfits that they had really played good. And also, because I ain't even say anything, shout out to Eric. He came to be my backup, man. He came to be my backup. He got some of the behind the scenes for me. I do got to ask him for that so I can see what he captured and try to use that for me as well. And he could use it as well, of course. But bringing Eric there, it was something really good because he did want to tap in and learn a little bit more on my style of shooting. And then he also wanted to check out the studio because he wanted to rent it out. So it was a win-win situation for us. He had fun, I had fun, and he was able to help out with the first look. After the first look, he did have to leave and tend to the rest of his business throughout the rest of the day. But yeah, overall wise, look number one was really good. We got ready for look number two, which was my go-to. And this one was the retro room. We were doing more so like the old school, soul sister vibe. So what I will tell you is with the two models, model number one definitely did more of like mid pump country type vibe. We used her outfit for this. As you see, she had her Tims, her black Tims on with her underwear, with a crop top hoodie, and we used the guitar. So I like how we were able to adjust and bring that to life. We got a lot of great shots in this one. The room, everything balanced out with the model when we came to these shoots right here. I want to say, looking at these videos and looking at the images, number two look was really good. Now, I will say number one and maybe number three might be a little ahead, but I'm not there yet. We're going to have to see. But so far, as you're looking and you're watching and you're observing, and we're only on look number two, people, let me know what you like it. Let me hear, let me read what you're thinking so far. What would you have done? How you would have made anything different? If you're someone that works in this type of industry, what would you have done with the light? What different things would you have done that I didn't do so I can do it later? Sharing is caring, people. Now, what I can tell you, the backup friend that came absolutely killed her look. I will say, as of right now, as we get ready to see the look for her, look number two is my favorite for her. This one, she really fit the part. She looks like she was in the 70, 80 type vibe with the outfit, of course. I think she really got into character. How it was, the props and accessories that they did have there made it even more intriguing just because of how everything was flowing. We got the lighting the correct way. We got the angles popping on how they needed to. Each area that we did shoot in, it was captured in a different way. Now, I will tell you with these two models, just from the first two looks, man, it is going to be hard for them to pick like their favorite five. So when I do collabs, I'll let you know this is how I do it. Everyone does their things differently. Everyone is not right or wrong. It works for them. All right. So if I collab with you and we're working on a project, yes, I will provide the studio. All right. Yes, I will provide you with some edits. Unfortunately, it's only 5 edits. I don't care if we do one look, two looks, three looks, or four looks. You will receive 5 edits, and I will also provide the studio space. To me, that is a excellent trade-off. One, nor is $100 an hour studio, depending on the room that you're wanting. It ranges from 75 to 100. The next thing is my basic package starts at 250. So we're already investing into this project. So you're going to have to invest back if you need anything additional. So that is always the fun part, is being able to see what my models are able to come up with. And normally there's always some extras that they get. But the cool thing about it is because we work together, they only have to focus on the edits, and I would say that's a pretty good steal. But yeah, but all honesty, people, yeah, look number two was great. A lot was captured into that room. She was able to bring a prop with her Coca-Cola bottle, and it fit the part really, really good. I think my favorite area that we shot in was near the TV, I would say. I could really see that as the vibe. Now, the last look that we did, these two models brought an extra outfit. They brought a good bit of outfits, I will tell you. They brought a lot of outfits. But because they seen in the studio that there was a new setup that they were in the making of having, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be available, but they did bring some cowgirl outfits for them to be captured in, and how everything was going with the timing and everything moving. We were able to get the Western studio space. Shout out to the owner. He came in while we were shooting our second look and made sure he made the right adjustments for us and had it all set up because he had a video shoot that same day. And he had a long day, people, from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. He will be shooting in there. And hey, those are goals, man. You know, being able to have the clientele to have that type of pressure. Some people would complain, but you got to think about the opportunity that comes with it. I'm thinking of like moments where it's like, dang, I wish I had that many clients that wanted to work with me. That is a good, overwhelming, situation right there. But anyway, going back to it, so we don't get too sidetracked, we were able to use the Western room. They had their outfits and we went to work, people. Look number three. Look number three was definitely a great look for both models. The good thing that I do like about this is because you have two models, I had the opportunity to be creative and bring out both of their strengths. All right. As a photographer, as a videographer, I always want to say, make sure you are learning from your clients. All right. Each client has their own different personality, different style, different preference, different swag. And every model, even videographer, us as well, have our strengths and our weaknesses. Okay. We all have our weaknesses, but it is our job to be able to try to pick that up as fast as we can so we are not solely focusing on the negative. Once I'm able to realize what a client's strength is, that is where I'm just going to keep poking the bear at and keep it going. And that's what I was able to do with both of these models. They both had a different type of look, they both had a different type of swag, but those two were both friends. And when they worked together, they fed off of each other. When it was separate, they guided each other to make sure that they weren't doing anything that was outside of their norm that would make the picture or them feel uh, discombobulated, I would say. So we did have a funny moment, as you can watch and see, when it came to the Western. I don't think they knew how hay felt. And when when they went to try to sit on the hay, let's just say the hay welcomed them with a nice stern pokey pressure. So yeah, that was fun getting them to adjust and making sure they know, like, hey, you gotta fake the funk. I know the hay doesn't feel comfortable right now. I know it's maybe itchy, but because you're sitting down, we're gonna have to make it feel like it feels like pillows. And we were able to capture those shots. We were able to capture those moments, and then we were able to redo it all over again with model number two. And when I shot model number two, we made sure we took a different direction because I didn't want them to have the same type of poses. I didn't want them to post the same exact thing. Yes, we use the same studio. Yes, we use the same room. But as a photographer, you don't want to recreate the same wheel, especially with someone that you know they're going to post around the same time together. It just gives a little bit too much of a mess to me. And me personally, if I was shooting with someone and my friend was there, I wouldn't want the same poses because I don't want to be like, dang, who got this from who type deal. But we finished out with look number three. After this look, I was wiped out, people. And I had another shoot right after this one. So what was cool about this is as soon as we finished, I put my phone on the charger in that Western room. The owner came in and was like, hey, I need that room in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, I'm just charging my phone. He was like, okay, well, sounds like we're on the same page. So I was able to use that room for that period of time and capture what I needed to. And then as the girls got ready and changed and got comfortable, I waited for them so we can finally look at these photos to make sure we like or love or even hate what we did today. And that is what we're going to go over now. I'm going to be quiet because I want y'all to listen to their conversation. I ain't even going to lie to y'all, people. I never had any models come and shoot with me and look at every single picture thoroughly. What I mean by this is they reviewed these images for 20 plus minutes, people. 20 plus minutes. I am not lying to you. And out of doing three looks, we did a total of 800 shots. So that's 400 shots per model. That's less than 200 shots per look. So they were giving me the interrogation right there. But later on, you're going to be able to hear what their thoughts were, what their feedback was, and what they suggest for me in the future. So y'all pay attention. Y'all stay tuned. And you already know, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tell a friend so they can tell a friend. All right. We got finished looking at everything here. The equipment that I did use for this one in particular, I was rocking with my Sony A37. We used the 2470 lens for this one, but I also got to use the Pocket 3 DJI for the behind the scenes. That's what you're viewing. And I had with the mic as well. So that was what we used for today. We used three different rooms for this project. We used the neon room, we used the retro room, and then we used the Western room. So those were the areas that we made sure we focused on. I'm super excited to keep these bad boys rolling. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any tips, drop those things down below so we can work on this together. February has just really opened up a lot of new doors for me, and And as the day and the year goes on, a lot more doors will be open. I just got to be ready for whatever comes my way. And the last thing before I leave y'all, you already know, would I shoot with them again? What I will tell you is we could definitely do another collab in the future on a project. Overall wise, both models was great. They have a look that I do like, and we would just be able to capitalize and keep capitalizing on it. Other than that, you already know, this is Law. We bringing stories to life. We out, baby. All right, now that you got the look out, you can give your feedback on how the shoot went and how it was working with it.
So, working with Law, I'm not gonna give any strawberries or strawberries because this whole time he wanted to fly. So, he was awesome. He was cool. We did all of the pictures.
But I love the pictures. I did awesome. That should be like me. Just like him there. Y'all should come see it.
Definitely go to the 100%.
Wait till we post.
And just like that, people, it's a wrap.